and I think a lot of people are on that same level where it's like, dude, this overarching story is bananas. But god damn, do I love this what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, I just hate having to choose to enjoy it. You know, I want to just be able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's hard. I have to choose to fucking focus on, like, I had to put my blinders on and be like, this is what's good about this. And I really like this.
Yeah.
It's Otaku Time!
Hey. What's going on, friends? Welcome back to Otaku Time, the show where we talk about anime, manga, and all things otaku. I'm your host, Dom, and we have our two normies, Strolly.
Hi, guys.
And Marley.
Yo.
So today we are talking about Fate GrandOrder.
Yeah, the movie is before everything, and the series is basically the end.
Yeah, it's so far after everything.
Yeah.
So, like, can they do those too?
So they've done Camelot, which is the one right before Babylonia, in 2 movies.
Okay, I want to watch that, actually.
Yes.
Because, like, I really feel like they should have done the others first. Although, I feel like it also would have just retreaded the same points.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, doing the same thing 7 times would probably get a little...
They want you to play the games!
Yeah, I know.
And realistically, like, the last one is the most exciting, so it's easiest to make, like, a new form feeling on it, I guess.
Yeah, but I still feel like I'm missing it. Well, I mean, because I am fucking missing everything.
Yeah.
It was so jarring, dude. Like, there was so...
Play the game!
There was so much fucking plot. It was like, what?
Yeah.
And I was watching it in English, so I didn't even have to, like, decipher between the subtitles. Like, I was getting it. And it was like, what? Y'all did this 6 times already? What? I want to see that. I was kind of upset. I was like, I want to see that. These other characters look cool. I didn't get to see that.
No.
2-second scenes
Yeah,
going
like
across.
7 of them look like Saber. I was like, I want to see that. It was
7 of them look like Saber. Well, you're not wrong.
Mordred, Nero, and then there's an alternate version of Artoria in Camelot where she doesn't die and just becomes resentful and hateful and becomes a Lion King, and then that's all in Camelot, the previous one.
nice.
Yeah, she has much bigger titties in that one.
Naturally.
Yes.
Of course.
That's what they do with the evil women.
Yeah. Yep.
This busty harlot.
Notice how Ishtar was not so busty.
Mm-hmm. We all noticed.
Yes.
We want to start with the movie or the series? I mean, I guess the movie might as well, because that's what we should have watched first, and that's what we did watch first.
Sure.
I mean, watch is like, it's kind of hard because it's more so like I looked at my TV and then I realized like an hour and 15 minutes passed. It was so fucking hard, man. Like, I was not a big fan of the movie, to be honest.
What didn't you like about it?
Well, don't fucking hurt me, but Jesus Christ, the entire movie was just like anime cliche, and then it was over.
Yeah.
And while like throwing non-stop fucking plot, like there was just like they were building without earning any of the building blocks they were using, and then it was over.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I didn't really like the movie like at all. I mean, it was pretty, but besides that, it introduced Fo, which I love Fo.
Yeah.
Cute ass little squirrel cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fucking adorable.
She's adorable, yeah.
Yeah.
Or he?
She? He? They.
Right. They.
It's a new world, Stroy.
It's also an animal.
Yeah, well, still. They were fucking adorable.
They.
Like, but like the movie was weird, man. I didn't it, like things were happening for like no reason. It felt like, and like nothing felt justified. Like nothing felt earned. And things just happened.
Yeah. So going into this episode, right, the movie and the series, and knowing what the Fate series as a whole is, I just took it as like extra content for lore. Like I had no care, especially for the movie, because Dom said that the movie's gonna be like it's gonna help out with the series. So like I wasn't really focused on it actually being a standalone movie. I was focusing on it actually being a plot point and taking it for that. You know what I mean? So the anime cliches, you know, all that other stuff, like, okay, yeah, fine. That's what I expected, because I knew that I'm only here to get information, and it gave information for the most part that was necessary for the series.
I guess, but if that's its only reason for existing, then it's not worth it existing. its purpose is literally for me to just pull like 7 bullet points so I can watch the show. Why am I watching the movie?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I still
where I was like, it could have been, maybe it could have been better. I don't know. It was so fucking lore heavy. I really don't know if they could have like distilled it even more than what it was. Maybe that's just exactly how it had to be, you know. And if that is what it is, then you know, whatever. Yeah. It was rough, man. Like, anime cliches out the fucking ass. Like, I didn't care about anyone, and then like there's like a character died. What the fuck? The director, she died, and I was like, oh damn! I didn't think that was interesting. I didn't think she was actually gonna die, and then he just like tossed her in that shit, and I was like, damn! I was like, whoa, she actually died.
Tossed her into the sun earth thing.
Yeah, but then like I totally expected her to become like some like ethereal voice coming from that thing, like, oh, her essence still exists or whatever, some dumb shit. But it didn't, and I was like, wow, she is fucking dead. She died. It was like, that was cool. I like that. I was like, holy shit, that fucking subverted my expectation. But like besides that, I was like, man, this is a drag.
Yeah.
You know, like it was weird. The story was weird. What was happening was just kind of happening for no reason. And then he didn't even explain things well enough to justify its existence. It's literally like there was 7 bullet points on a whiteboard, and it's kind of like, okay, animate this. Yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck. It's like, Chaldea exists. This is Pho. This is MASH. This is fucking Fushiguro or whatever.
What was his name?
Ritsuka Fujimaru.
He was like useless. He fucking talked no jutsu his way through the entire series, but whatever.
No, he's a master.
By default.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's a master because, like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's another. We'll get to the series soon. But like, it's literally just like this. These people exist. This thing exists. This is their mission. And it was like an hour and 15 of that. And it's like, what? Why? Why are you a thing? It was pretty though. I'll give it that. It was.
I mean, I get where you're coming from. I just went in with a completely different mindset where I wasn't gonna be like that's. Yeah, I got that information. Cool, and it made Babylonia easier to kind of delve into, essentially, from not knowing anything about that section of the universe to going into Babylonia. It made it understandable.
It was still mad confusing.
Well, yeah,
it was still so fucking confusing. Yeah. I was like, wow, I really just wasted my time watching the movie.
Yeah, it's still a Fate series. Yeah, it's still gonna be confusing, and it's still gonna be shrouded in mystery.
It was a different kind of confusing, though. You know, like it wasn't entertaining enough to be like to justify its confusion. The show was good. I liked the show to an extent. It was still fucking confusing, but like eventually when I let go of caring about the plot and just enjoying the badass fight scenes, I was like, all right, I like this. You know, because I'm like, I'm not gonna care or understand what their mission is anyways. Because they did this 6 other times, and there's probably so much character building and other shit that they just kind of like, they already did this, so now we're here. It's kind of like, fuck, man. You know, it was like I'm like just watching a summary when I could have just read the summary and saved my time. So it's like, I didn't. But the movie didn't work for me.
Sounds like you're just a big fat hater.
Well, I mean, like, what do you think, Dom?
Pictures.
Like, do you feel like what I'm saying is kind of valid?
Yeah, I mean, I basically just view it as like the setup to like understand the world. Yeah. And get to know who the characters are to a certain extent, and then obviously there's the other 6 singularities that you get to know them better, which we don't really get to see. We just see like the little preview thingies of like what happened to them in the prologue episode of the anime.
Yeah, and like that's where it's like I agree with that, and I don't like that path, you know. I don't like the very very bare beginning and then the very end where it's like this is so lean with literally just bullet point material, and then they want to make this so thick with like just
17 C's
17 C's, possibly 18 with plot and like earned relationship, and like the characters have grown so far, and we just had to trust them by their word.
Play the game.
I won't. I like the series. I'm not crazy about it.
I know. I play the game and I skip the cutscenes because it's so long. so much reading. It's like, all right, just give me to the next thing.
You know, which is like that's what happened like with the last like couple Fate series Fate Zero and Unlimited Boneworks, whatever. There was like times in those series where like shit felt like it was just kind of happening, but the story was smaller at the same time, you know. And that was the story. Like that was like, I kind of like there was obviously a lot of potential lore and potential backstory, but like that was mostly self-contained. Where I feel like the movie did a bullet point summary of what was going to happen and then skipped over every part of that and then ended with like, aren't you glad we're here now? It's like, no. I'm not. I want to go back to that other shit. You know, like I want to learn how Mash became a fucking badass with a shield, because in the movie she wasn't shit. Like I want to learn, I want to see how their relationship grew and how like they grew to trust each other so fucking much. You know, that's where I feel like watching the movie was almost a detriment to the series.
So do you think that if instead of the movie they just added a few more episodes to the beginning of the anime just to fill in some more background knowledge before the events of Babylonia happens would be better?
Yeah. I would agree with that.
I would also agree with that. Yeah. For sure. Like
because the prologue tries to do that to an extent.
Yeah, there was that episode 0 where it was just kind of like, this is everything they've done. This is who like the episode 0 retreaded the movie.
Yeah.
In an almost better way.
In a more simplified way.
Yeah. Even then, it was still throwing like hella fucking plot. Like those first 3 episodes, especially the second one that I totally watched. I fell asleep, guys. I'm so fucking sorry. I was burnt.
Don't be sorry, Ho. Be careful.
I'll try. Again, I wasn't lost for it. By episode 8, I was caught up. Like there was just so much thrown at once, and nothing felt earned. Nothing felt worth it. So like that, I had to pull myself out of. Because if I was like gonna be caught up on the fact that I didn't understand what was going on, I would not have liked the series. Because there was not much of an explanation for anything. It was just marching forward no matter what. They weren't going back to what already supposedly had happened. You know, past like a minor like flashback or a callback to something they never showed. So like as soon as I stopped trying to care about that, I started to enjoy the series more.
Yeah.
Because it was gorgeous. Number one, like the series is fucking awesome, and the action scenes were fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Well, that's the one thing that the Fate series does really well is like the fight scenes and the servant master interactions and that kind of stuff. Like
the interactions were fun. Like that's what
the localized stories are always better than the overarching.
Exactly, because the overarching story is kind of like holy shit.
Yeah. It's like a big old yarn ball.
Yeah, which it's unfortunate because I feel like that stuff is so interesting. Like it's so cool, the potential lore and the potential for the backstory and like how deep you can delve into everything that's fucking happening.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's done in almost, to me at least, an injustice by how drab it was, like how bare bones it was, and while them just marching forward with that point.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's sort of like Kingdom Hearts in the sense of like you need to dedicate a lot more time to really get the full gist of the story instead of just being able to
that's actually
to ingest the media that you want to ingest.
That's actually a good point because I remember between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 I was so fucking lost.
Exactly.
So much fucking happened.
Like, can you imagine if you just
like 3 like PSP games that came out and DS games. I was like, what the fuck? And they were lore heavy.
Like, can you imagine if you played Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3 only and didn't know anything else about the story? Like, that's fucked.
I haven't played 3 yet, but that's exactly how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, that's fucked, dude.
Super
you have
fucked.
no idea what the fuck is going on.
Who are these hooded people?
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's kind of how the Fate series is to me, where it's just like there's the base information that you get the idea of the story, right? You can see the beginning, you can see the end. You just have no idea how anything got to that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you indulge in the video game or the, you know, you watch the 17 other series that you can only find when you have your VPN set to Japan.
Yeah. But like even to that extent, it's like, fuck, man. First of all, I'm not going to do it. Well, like, I'm going to be honest. Like, there's so much there and I just want it spoon fed to me and it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's what other YouTube channels are for.
Exactly, guys. Sorry.
Not us.
No. I can't say that I wanted to like it more because again, because of like these same reasons, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Fate series. What we got into before, and I can't say that I hate the series either. Like it's a weird, like it's pretty much a love hate because I like have legitimate complaints against like so much of what happens.
Yeah.
But it's still like weirdly good.
Well, you hate this. You hate the story, but you like the shows.
I like the small parts. When you put it under a magnifying, like you said, the relationships are so cute and I love that shit.
If you take Babylonia and you essentially get rid of all of the outside existence to any other singularities or anything like that,
yes,
it's dope.
It's dope as fuck, and that's what I had to settle on. That's where I had to just be like, I like these characters. I like this story. I can't give a shit about fucking Caldera and the other 6 singularities and all that other whoever the fuck Slash was. I couldn't give a shit about any of that. I was like, I don't care. I don't care
Probably
about
with Miles Kennedy.
I as much as I wanted to, and as much as they trickled that in there for me to be interested in, I literally couldn't give a fuck about it.
Right.
Because I wanted to enjoy what was in front of me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which was good.
And I think a lot of people are on that same level where it's like, dude, this overarching story is bananas. But god damn, do I love this what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, I just hate having to choose to enjoy it. You know, I want to just be able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's hard. I have to choose to fucking focus on, I had to put my blinders on and be like, this is what's good about this. And I really like this.
Yeah. That's how I went into it. I was like, okay, we're only dealing with this? Cool. Sweet. This is awesome. You know?
Yeah, but it's also you have to hold those points. You have to look at it for what it put on the plate and then immediately didn't feed you. You know? It's like, fuck, man, why would you do that to me? There was no saber.
Fair. But there was Rin. 2 of them.
I guess.
And the teacher lady.
Oh, yeah, Jaguar Warrior. She was awesome. I loved her. She might have been. Her and Anna were my favorite.
Jaguar Warrior is what?
The teacher lady that lived with Shiro.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought she looked familiar. Yeah, I drew a blank on that one. That's my bad. What was that one gift that you sent with her? That makes a lot of sense.
I don't remember these characters. I'm gonna be honest.
But yeah, well, I mean, I like that. It was reoccurring characters, and I've only seen 1 or 2 or 3. I forget how many we've watched of the Fate series as a whole, and I'm seeing some of these faces and okay, I get these.
4 Fates.
Probably. I liked seeing, the faces and recognize them oh, okay, cool. It makes sense. I
do like that.
All these other singularities seem to be using the same models or people or bodies or whatever. I like that
because
feeling
it's
of it.
Singularity, not because it saves money and character design.
Exactly. But
what do you mean with all the 15 billion different saber faces?
Exactly.
Yeah. I like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
cool.
I like those. I like that those bits too.
I was like, oh, that's Frin.
Yeah, there's so much to like and then so much to dislike about this series as a whole.
Yeah.
It's
so polarizing. It
absolutely is. This is probably one of the only ones where I can't say that I'm I purely love it or hate it.
Yeah.
This is such a because there's 2 hands and both are totally fucking valid. And I'm just dude, I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about it. It really depends on what part of this fiction that I'm watching. It just depends.
Yeah.
It's if you're super into Fate and play everything and understand all the minute details and can understand the explanations for everything, then you're this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I wanted. This is what I played in the game, except it's animated beautifully and
yeah. I could see that, and I could see how, if you're, a diehard Fate fan, this shit is made for you. Please don't take, all my complaints to heart. I'm not, trying to bash y'all. But,
do it, please.
No,
bash him.
That's not my purpose.
Roast him.
But, y'all can't say I'm not valid either. Come on, guys.
It's very confusing.
Be real.
There's a lot of... If you don't know anything about, the minutia of Fate, then you're I don't get it.
Dude, I went
Marluxia? Are we talking about Kingdom Hearts again?
Yeah, I was just speaking of Kingdom Hearts. I went into Kingdom Hearts never playing a single Final Fantasy game. I didn't understand anything.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. And I still love Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I fucking loved it,
But the Final Fantasy story is
I know the stories are the story.
Did you know the characters at least?
an eighth of
Barely. I knew who Cloud was.
Yeah. Cloud's easy though.
Yeah, and fucking Sephora, but I know his real name, guys. Don't fucking flame me up.
You deserve to get flamed for that one, though. Let's be real.
That was a good one.
It was good.
But yeah, like I understand. Because like Kingdom Hearts is actually that was a very good, point to bring up. Like Kingdom Hearts is very similar in that it's absolutely fucking bonkers. Like it brings so many different pieces from so many different like
forms of media.
Exactly. And it somehow weaves a relatively coherent story. If you've absorbed all the content that there is, apparently there was like a mobile game that was also incredibly lore heavy.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is gonna play the mobile like that?
Union Cross, right? I
Yeah.
think that's what it was.
I don't even fucking know, dude.
But
But
like prequel stuff.
Yeah.
But like I understand the payoff to absorb, because if you're into it and you really love it, picking up all those pieces and getting the payoff of this huge fucking story and understanding like that's this plot point and this plot point, like that shit is rewarding and it's cool.
Yeah, it was really fucking tight understanding the whole lore and then playing KH3 and being like, I get this shit. This is awesome.
Exactly.
So like that's how I imagine somebody who understands all the other singularities and then watches Babylonia, they're like, this is fucking tight.
Right, from fucking
it was
beginning
lit,
to end.
you know what I mean?
Exactly. There were
As a story as a standalone story, it was lit.
as a normie with zero background in fucking anything, it was tough
Yeah.
for reasons clearly.
Yeah.
But I still did enjoy it. I
Yeah.
still did enjoy it. It was with blinders on. It was a fun watch.
Rin is best girl.
There's a lot of options in this show.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
Oh, also, can we talk? I've never wanted to fuck Leonardo da Vinci more than I have watching this show.
No comment.
Mother of God.
No comment. Yes.
So the explanation for that, there's an actual explanation.
Okay, tight.
So,
She was hot.
yeah. So Leonardo da Vinci
She was hot.
was a man in the Fate universe, but when you become a part of the Throne of Heroes or whatever, you can change your appearance somewhat. And he wanted to look more like his most beautiful work, the Mona Lisa.
Mm.
And so that is why Leonardo da Vinci is a woman who kind of resembles the Mona Lisa somewhat.
And it's bad
I didn't get that at all.
as fuck. I
really didn't get that
I
at
can
all.
kind of see like.
Yeah, it's
imagine-
not explained in the thing at all. It's just the lore behind that.
Something wasn't explained. Oh
Yes.
my.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Stupid.
And like how Mash's spirit that she like fused with is also Galahad. Yeah, you learned that in the previous singularity, and it's like a whole big thing because there's the other Knights of the Round Table and stuff there, and then Galahad is Lancelot's son, and then like they have to fight each other, and like she finds that out, and it's like the whole thing.
Yeah, that's more shit I didn't really like in Babylonia. How like she would like basically like project the round table off her fucking shield. I'm like, where the fuck was this?
She
Where
didn't
did this
know
come
how to
from?
do that before, and then when she learned about it, she could do it.
I know,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like, why do I have to? I know, Dad, but like, why do I have to do that work? I don't want to do it. It's right there. Just tell me. Make this 177 episodes. I don't fucking know. Just tell me. Fuck.
Well, if it was 177, we probably wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah, that's fair. It was a watch. It was an experience. I can understand people that enjoy it. There were times. It was a time.
Rinda's best girl. I just need to concrete that one in there. And how... Can we just talk about how Quetzalcoatl literally dropped the sun on the beast?
That was badass. She unleashed the power of the fucking sun, dude. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
大衝突と力を見せてくれる彗星となって大地を殺すウルティモ飛べパターナ
That's the shit, though. That's why it's like, whoa, this is fucking lit. Like, the fight scenes were awesome, man.
And Ishtar literally makes a moon.
She brought down
an
a fucking
arrow,
planet, like,
a planet,
holy
yeah, a planet's
shit.
an arrow.
It opens up the portal to like Saturn or something and just like starts shooting
Yeah.
giant arrows at her.
Yeah. Fucking insane.
That
Like,
shit. I
the
fuck
Noble
with that shit.
Phantasms are just on another level of like impressive, you know, and it makes those make the story so like the shitty story, or not the shitty story, but the
Watch your mouth.
yeah, you right, my bad. My bad.
I'll let you, Fate fans.
the the tough to comprehend story,
There we go.
so much less laborsome to get through the whole series. When like you're sitting there and you got Quetzalcoatl who's fucking dropping the sun.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking lit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I love her Ara Ara One-san like vibes from her. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Explain.
Ara Ara.
I didn't watch it in Japanese.
Mm.
Well, she, you know, like,
Explain. I'm a normie, Dom. Pity me.
you know, like
Super
like,
peppy and like, hey.
Yeah,
And
it's
super
kind of
happy.
like how
I did love her.
I guess like Lukoa, who's also Quetzalcoatl, is like.
I love that.
That was the one thing I liked that
okay.
because Lukoa is from Kobayashi.
Academic,
right?
yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Like I liked how like I kind of could feel the similarities between their two personalities. Like I was like, these are made by completely different people. I'm pretty sure, and like they're actually kind of similar.
Yeah, I did
their
love how they
personality-
were both happy and like,
Yeah, peppy. And,
yeah, peppy, happy, smiley, just like all down with a good time.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. I did
And
love her
just
character
a
for that.
little bit too sexual for the for what's going on.
Yeah, a little
I mean, Quetzalcoatl was just
dangerous.
Like, yeah, she was just like, marry me.
Yeah.
That was really about it. But
Yes.
Mash was like, no,
Hold on.
no.
He's only a boy. I didn't like the main. I didn't like the master.
I didn't care that.
You just reminded me. I don't give a fuck.
That's why I play the female version of him, because you can pick between the male version and the female version in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just felt like he was like, he wasn't useless, but he was useless.
Yeah. He was
Let
just
me just give you some energy real quick. Let me
Yeah,
use
water
a
boy,
command
come here.
seal.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
and he just recruited his harem by just talking. It's kind of like, man, there were like other masters that were useful.
Yeah.
There were masters that could do shit, you know.
Yeah.
And you think this is the 7th time he's done this? You think he'd have picked up some kind of fucking skill? He didn't. I didn't really like his character much because of that.
Yeah. I
It's
kind of
like, hello, plot device.
Yeah, I kind of understood it a lot too, because
Yeah.
I was like, he was accidentally a master,
Mm-hmm.
and like, yeah, I mean, he probably should have been better, but like, it didn't seem like he had any inherent skills from the beginning.
Yeah.
So like, to see him still succeed was impressive, and he used the skills that he knew so well, which was like charisma and like, you know, empathy.
Mm-hmm.
So like, using those to recruit instead of, you know, violence or aggression or anything like that, it kind of made sense. Like, I mean, he wasn't my favorite either, but
Yeah.
like, he was the glue that held everyone together.
Yeah, it was like the power of wind, fire, water, and then heart. Like, he was heart.
yeah,
It's like, bro,
Yeah.
come on.
yeah, Kingdom Hearts.
Well, that's different.
Kind of makes sense because he is the player character, and in the game you basically just command the other servants to do what you want. So
Mhm.
it's not really, unless they wanted to like invent some other like no jutsu type thing that he can just magically come up with. It's like
some more talk no jutsu. Like, I just feel like, again, because of the medium, like, it would have been nice to make him cool or interesting,
Mm.
you know, in any way. And make him functional or able to do anything. I don't know. I didn't like him. I enjoyed everybody else. so
Well, he's
much
really
more.
good at recruiting goddesses.
Bad bitches. What?
Right? No, you were right though. So
and
bad
Gilgamesh.
bitches. Let's be
Bad
real. He's a
bitches.
bad bitch.
Bad bitches. Come on.
he's the baddest
They
of the
were
bitches.
all
Nice Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
right. That was dude.
that was really cool too, because it was
Why
like,
do I like you?
yeah, like I fucking hate your face, and then like he started to be nice, and I'm like, I love you.
What a good leader.
Yeah, it's like it all makes sense now.
When do you turn asshole?
Yeah,
Well, he was asshole, and then he turned good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then he turned back to asshole.
because he lost everything that he loved.
Like with the tyrant, like how you know him as the archer version of him,
Mm-hmm.
and then he meets Enkidu, who's made for him or whatever by the gods and whatnot, and he dies or whatever, and then he goes into that little story that he told at the end, where he
where
goes
he
into
found-
the underworld to look for the like fruit of life or whatever, immortality, and then loses it, and then just ends up laughing, and so like he like learns that, you know, it's just better to like go through life and not worry about like the little like just enjoy life more and stuff like that, and then
It's not about the
Even-
destination, it's about the journey.
yeah, and then he becomes more like kind and understanding to other people after that.
That whole thing with him going to the underworld for the fruit of life. Isn't that the closest they get to being more like the epic of Gilgamesh, right? I remember when we watched Fate Zero, right? I think he was in Zero.
He was in both, but he played a larger role in Zero.
Right. I was like Gilgamesh. I was like, I thought like he was supposed to be like a good, like a better person than this. Like he's a fucking asshole.
It's a mega dick.
And then that's when like I kind of like rebrushed up on like what the actual epic of Gilgamesh was, because that's when I was going into like, you know, that's when it was like real big names in that one.
Quetzalcoatl's not big enough for you.
She brought down the sun, dog.
Yeah, but I kind of know about Quetzalcoatl.
Ushiwakamaru's not big enough for you.
I kind of know about that one too.
From
From
Persona.
Persona.
Know her titties better.
Facts.
She was big enough
Undead
for you.
or dead?
Either
Both.
or.
Touche.
She can multiply herself 8 times and it would be okay with me.
Mm-hmm. Anyways.
For our next episode, we are staying in the Fate universe.
Sick.
But this time we are revisiting our old friends from Unlimited Blade Works, except we're taking a bit of a twist with the story in terms of, remember how it's broken up into 3 different routes? We're watching the Heaven's Feel route.
Sick.
So that's 3 movies of the Heaven's Feel route.
Is that the one
where,
when
like, don't they like fuck in this one?
yeah.
I mean, yes, they do. They're supposed to in all 3 of the routes, but
Yeah.
different people.
Okay. Well, I just need to
Is
know.
this the one with the what was the Heaven's Feel?
You can kind of define it by who Shiro falls in love with.
That's what it was. Is this the one when he falls in love with Saber?
No, that's the Fate route. So Fate route is Saber. Unlimited Blade Works is Rin, and then Heaven's Feel is Sakura.
Right. Okay.
Tight. I remember these names.
That was the Matoi sister, right?
Yes.
Got
The one
it.
that was with the leeches or whatever.
Purple hair, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember feeling bad for her. I think.
Yes.
I don't
Mhm.
remember much.
All right, friends. That's all we got for today. Let us know your thoughts on Fate Grand Order, the movie, and Babylonia, and also on this episode. And don't forget to subscribe for more otaku goodness.
Yep. Don't forget to share.
And to like everything, the way I like the series.
No, don't do that. Like it how I like everything.
Good episodes and bad episodes. Thumbs up, I guess.
Yes.
I can't with you.
All right, friends. Sayonara.
Bye.
Smoochies.